Hello my friends, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Today is going to be a special Rembrandt episode, and what a nice day for a Rembrandt Learning from the Master special. It's always a good day for Rembrandt. Genius of, one of the greatest geniuses of all time, painting wise. And yeah, definitely a big inspiration. And one of the painters that I never take enough from the Rembrandt. There's not enough Rembrandt in my art. I need more of that. I need to feed my own artistic experience with more of this, thick, heavy brushstroke that feels so lively and vibrant at the same time. So we're gonna dive into that. But hello everybody, and welcome to the stream. If it's your first time, welcome here. If it's not your first time, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Hello to Socrates, Kadrikar, Cody, of course. Wow, Socrates, you've been working for long shifts, man. Hello to Aya. Happy birthday to Aya, because apparently I've read in the comments that it's your birthday, so happy birthday. Hello to everybody, and our very special guest today will be this man, Rembrandt I'm sorry, my Dutch friends, you'll have to teach me how to pronounce Rembrandt from I have never had an idea how to pronounce it, but well, let's call him Rembrandt. And you have some really cool, always the same website. Check it out, Google Arts and Culture. Check out Rembrandt, and you can look at this. You can zoom in pretty closely to some of these, and they're pretty insane. Sometimes you can really dive in the brushstrokes, and this is what this website is the best at. Look at this juice. Like, it's not even juice. Look at this crust. Huge, heavy crust. It's so bold, and I can't do that. So today I want to just grab some inspiration. I want to try to copy some of it. But my god, look at, you can see you can see so many details. You can see the ground layer here. You can see where the paint stops. Wow. Incredible artist. Incredible brush work. And obviously, the famous self-portraits. A lot of self-portraits. He did, I don't know how many, somebody check it out. Somebody Google it. How many self-portraits has Rembrandt done? A lot. I know a lot. I don't know all of them. If you count this one, how many has he painted and how many has he done all together, drawing and painting combined? That's a lot. Alright, let's have a look. So today I think I'm gonna go for a little self-portrait study on this little canvas. I'm gonna just make a little crop study, make things simple, and I want something with, a lot of paste. I want something pasty. I want something you can cut with a butter knife. Although I think now it's too hard, but you get the idea, like, yeah. That's really cool. That's really cool. You see how different pigments have different drying rates, and causes the paint to crack here on top. Don't know how well you can see, but here it's not cracked. because it's not the same pigments, and here it's mostly the lead white that has done this, or maybe it's how maybe it has to do with the varnish. Well, I don't know. I'm not into restoration or conservation so much, so I don't know exactly what's going on here. But it's fun to see that a painting can be cracked at some places and not cracked at other areas. I find this very interesting, how it ages differently depending on the pigments that were used. I find this interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So 40. Let me see that. Okay, I need to bring back 40 painting, 31 etchings, and 7 drawings are self-portraits, according to Wikipedia. Thank you very much, Cody. Shout out to Cody, always here to give us some valuable information. All right, so I was thinking about going for this portrait today, because I kind of like this one. It's like, you know, maybe the top of his glory. We'll have a look at his personal story with like a huge like ups and downs as everybody else, but mostly he finished. Apparently, he ended up broke. He had a very exuberant life as soon as he had a bit of success. I don't know exactly. I don't know the entire story, but he was a pretty wild character, definitely. So let's have a look at this Rembrandt up close, and let's read it out here. On October 30, so 350 years ago, Rembrandt from Rhine died in his adopted home of Amsterdam at the age of 63. Or during his lifetime, he was one of the most important and successful Dutch painters of the Golden Age. Over the course of his career, Rembrandt painted himself more often than almost any other artist, about 90 times in 40 years. 90? So they don't have the same numbers. All right. Oh, maybe they don't count this one. In the early 6 years of his career, Rembrandt worked as an independent artist in Leiden. He created about 30 self-portraits, including drawings, etchings, and paintings. I don't know about this one. I've never feel really comfortable about this one. I don't know how good it resembles him. Especially as Rembrandt's early self-portraits should really be seen as studies which the young artist painted in order to practice reproducing different facial expressions. Okay, so these works of art allowed him to experiment with how to use light and shadows most effectively and achieve the best results by using different engravings and painting techniques. In this way, Rembrandt found his own expressive style as an artist, characterized among other things by the dramatic use of light and typically the application of paint in many different ways. That's what we are going to try to work on today. That's what we're going to try to focus on. The application of paint in many different ways. That's what really makes, is the core of how Rembrandt style works. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Next, the small Munich wooden panel with the bust of a young man shows Rembrandt at the age of 23. Okay. Oh, the picture bears the inscription RHL 1629. Okay, on the right side. So yeah, common signature, I guess. Rembrandt seeks closeness to the viewer and shows a narrow section of the picture presenting only his head and his right shoulder up to his chest. Bending slightly forward, he turns his head towards the observer, looking at his audience with eyes wide open and slightly raised eyebrows. His full, almost shoulder-length curly hair falls over. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much a description. The surprised expression of the... So I'm not gonna go for this one. Strongly focused light falls diagonally. Alright. That's pretty much a description of the painting, but his eye is probably the most expressive part of the face lie in the shadow. Okay, I'm not a fan of this though. I'm not a fan of how it articulates here. It's either paint nothing at all or paint details, but I don't know, I'm not such a huge fan. I'm not a fan of this one, so I'm not gonna pick this one. So let's go move on. All right, so another one, kind of the same pose. And some other themes. Okay. All right, so yeah, lots of stuff to explore on Google Arts and Culture, but today we're gonna work on this one. That's what we're gonna do, and yeah, let's go. So I'm gonna pick this palette here, which it's actually a palette that I've kind of came up with in my Cutter course. I wanted to have sort of a palette that you can use if you want to sort of imitate or emulate Rembrandt's style. So this is what I'm gonna go for: flake white. Well, actually I'm gonna use titanium white because I don't have flake white, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, burnt umber, ivory black, and vermilion. And instead of vermilion, I'm gonna use Pyrrole red. Pretty much the same. The genuine vermilion is not really very common anymore. So yeah, let's jump into this painting and let's do this thing. Hello, Felicia. All right, maybe the placement is not optimal here, so hold on. Repositioning my camera. How does it look? Don't mind the cutters here on the palette. They're from my previous work sessions. So yeah, so how is everybody doing? What have you been doing recently? What have been the big art projects for you beautiful people? Let me know. I'm gonna bring my... This is the one I saw in person, the one on the Cutter page. Cooking lunch at 3:30? Isn't that... Well, 3:30, isn't that late? What's lunch? Lunch is midday. Painting still live. Nice. Oh, you got hunger? Painting rocks. Awesome. That's the good excuse, Felicia. Best excuse for cooking in the afternoon. Sometimes after a morning of a painting, I feel sometimes hungry very early, like around 11. I feel already like I could have lunch. Actually, I'm not gonna add too much. You know what I'm gonna do is, since it's Rembrandt, I'm gonna use a bit of I'm gonna experiment with this technique. So hold on, maybe I can grab... No, I have to go. Hold on, I'm gonna do something. I'm going to experiment with thickness, and I'm going to use a little touch of marble dust, and I'm going to try a technique. I'm not saying that Rembrandt did that exactly, but I'm going to do what's called a putty impasto medium. I'm going to do a little putty medium here. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking some marble dust. Actually, let me switch to the palette only. So this is my marble dust. The marble dust, it looks like white pigment, but it's not a pigment. This dust is basically a neutral. So you can mix it up with the colors, it doesn't do anything. Next, you can use, I'm gonna use linseed oil, so let's try that. I'm gonna grab my linseed oil here. And it's really something that I almost never do, but some people argue that's how Rembrandt could have done some of his impasto. So I'm gonna add just a touch of linseed oil here and mix it up with the marble dust. And I'm not gonna use this. Okay, so it's too much oil. See, it's like too liquid. It should do some type of a. It should look like a modeling paste. So it's not cocaine, but it will it will work as kind of a thickening medium. It's going to make the paint more no, you can't sniff it, come on. It's going to make the paint more dry, more matte, and also it's a paste, but it doesn't have a color. So it blends with the colors, the pigments. So it's neutral. Sometimes it's used as an extending agent. You can extend the paint with that without altering the original color of the pigment too much. It still kind of neutralizes the color a little bit, so it makes it slightly less chromatic because you have more paste and less pigment, so the color is slightly less powerful. But it's kind of one of the only mediums that you can make that's not transparent. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So this here will be kind of my impasto paste, right? If you want to be sure that it will dry fast, you can add, you know, something here. In this case, I don't care if it dries fast or not. This is just a study, but you can add a touch of a very small amount. Let's say a very small amount. Oops. Ah. I'm gonna have to go wash my hands. I'm gonna add a touch of cicative here, making sure that it will dry fast, but very small amount. Now I've dropped some on the floor and on my hand, and I'm not kidding with that. So this is pretty nasty. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this on the floor and go wash my hands, and after that I'm done. Yeah, always make sure you don't take risks. Here I inadvertently put some on my hands, so have to go and wash my hands. So yeah. So that's called a putty, and we'll see how it works. Frankly, I've always known about this technique, but I very rarely used it, and I never used it in a real painting situation. I've only, you know, messed around with it, experimented with it, but never really painted with it seriously. Can I sniff your floor? Come on. Right, so here, see, if you want to disguise your cocaine as artist material. That's what you do. You pretend that it's marble dust, and it will work. That's also marble dust is also pretty useful if you want to do your gesso. Make your gesso more abrasive and more rough, you know. The commands. Yes, the commands are not activated. Sorry. So yeah, if you think that your gesso is, you know, too fluid and too thin, you can really make it more gritty with that. Marble dust, yeah, I think it can go in acrylic. Oh, I have to. Oh, that's why the commands didn't launch. It's because I have to update my program and reinstall, and it was waiting for confirmation. I hope it can do it live. I'm not sure. Is it putty or is it a French term? Yeah, it's putty, like P-U-T-T-Y. You can Google it. I think you should find some stuff about that. Okay. All right. So my putty. What do you say? How would you say putty? So, unfortunately, I still have some cocaine on my palette, but please don't say anything to the authorities. Patty. Yeah, you create a patty. So now the commands should work. Putty. Putty. The pronunciation in the Midwest. I think it's an Italian word. It's a putti. You make a putti. Now you take it a paint, you make it a putti. So I think it's putti. So sorry for my horrible Italian accent, but it's just too funny. Sorry for my Italian friends. Don't feel offended. Love you. All right, so let's do that. So let's take some oil, let's take some putty. I'm gonna just have linseed oil and my putty to thicken. So the linseed is going to be, I kind of need a little, Can I have a little jar? Okay, a little jar for my oil. Or a little, not a jar actually, a little container. Actually, I'm put this one here. Okay. Actually, you don't see much in this case with the palette like that. So let me try to bring it here. Alright, and I'm gonna just go for the most spontaneous approach I can find. This one is let's take some light. Let's try. I'm gonna just go with broad strokes at first. I'm gonna try to. Oh my god, emoji already? Oh my god, emoji wall already. Cody, what are you doing to us?
Emoji
I'm not ready for
unlocked.
that.
This is chaos. Seriously, we need to break YouTube with emojis. We have 1 minute. Let's go, chat. We can do it.
Oh my god. Oh my god,
Let's go,
I'm
chat.
losing track. Hold on.
Quick. Spam emojis. We need to fill the screen. No time to waste. I'm serious. We
I
have
need
to
to
spam
make it
emojis
bigger
in
here.
chat
It's
now
not
before
big
the
enough.
timer
Look at
runs
this.
out.
Yes.
Hurry up. Quick. Let's go, chat.
There you go.
We have to spam emojis in chat now before the timer runs out. No time to waste. I'm serious. Hurry up.
Oh
Quick.
my god. What are
Let's
you
go,
doing
chat.
to us, Cody?
Let's go, chat. Let's go, chat. Let's
So
go, chat.
early for emoji wall.
Hurry up. It ends in 5, 4,
Four,
3,
three,
2,
two,
1.
one.
Stop.
Emoji cooldown. Thank you very much for participating in this nonsense. I don't know, I have to deactivate it. It's just too much nonsense. And best comment is this one. Dancing with the tree is using the member only emojis, and look at that. Look at this nonsense. What does it mean? Like, I'm sorry, if you just joined and if you witnessed this, don't worry, we're not crazy. We are like, we have our little things that we do sometimes, but we don't bite. We're very friendly, promised. And mostly we do art. Alright, so I'm gonna start with, actually, you. I'm gonna start without my putty medium because I don't want to make things too thick at the moment. I want to lay down mostly the background, try to locate the main masses of values, and I'm gonna go for big values, big value shapes. As you can see, I'm not doing any of my usual blocking and outlining a drawing beforehand. I'm straight up diving into pure painting. Gotta get the element of surprise. Yeah, well, man, that's a good warm, I have to say. It's definitely no better way to warm up than this. Not a good painter, he was a genius painter. Yes, I agree. Especially considering that his style is kind of crazy brushwork. It was absolutely new at the time, and I don't think there was a precursor in how, this extravaganza of thickness and stuff. Yeah, Vermeer is Dutch as well. Yeah. Just so many talents in this era. It's not for no reason they call it the. It's not for no reason that they call it the Golden Age. One Rembrandt, two Vermeer. For me, because you know I'm mostly a tight painter, I would still say Vermeer is #1 in my heart. But yeah, I should go for more natural brushes, you mean? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I do have some. Yeah, I don't know. For me personally, Vermeer is still on top in my personal taste. But I feel that I could learn so much more by trying to study Rembrandt's approach. It's just that Rembrandt, there's a lot of pieces that I don't vibrate with. That's one of the big things. But Vermeer, for me, for my taste, has like a perfect score. There is not a single Vermeer painting that I don't like or that I don't feel a strong connection to. Whereas for Rembrandt, some paintings I find them, like, let's be honest, some paintings I find them goofy. He has some goofy looking, you know, characters here and there. His self-portraits are mostly like all good. His anatomy lessons, I find them captivating. Night Watch, very good as well. Some of his biblical paintings, some characters look really goofy, so I can't really hold Rembrandt as, you know, an all-time favorite of mine. Why does the girl with they don't have eyebrows? So it's possible that it was erased by restoration, or by just it was the taste of the moment, you know, I don't know. Was the fashion to just get rid of your eyebrows. So I'm gonna go with big masses of values at first, and then we'll see what we do from here. A touch of vermilion, small touch though. Oh my god, crimson. It's a wonderful color. I don't blame you. Oh yeah, absolutely. I love Casey. Oh, he's a beast. One of the greatest modern masters, definitely, for me. Especially his old kind of style. I don't think he's very much into this style anymore, with his kind of almost night urban scenes. Absolutely gorgeous with crazy brushwork. So what I'm painting is the model that you see right below my face cam. And it's a Rembrandt self-portrait. So I'm making a little master study. And I'm really experimenting here because I'm really going for a style that I frankly never use. So maybe it will look awful and it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me much. Have you ever been told that about realism? I've been told the complete opposite. I've been told that realism is dead. Like basically all my art teachers were kind of trying to destroy the fundamentals of what it means to make art realistic, because they were calling it like old-fashioned. And basically if you're doing realism, it's pretty much like insulting to them, like going backwards basically. So I don't know what kind of school you've been at, but not the same as mine, or not mine, but the kind of universities that I almost got into at the time. Yeah, the art world is definitely not the normal world, I have to say. Okay. Okay, so you've got the one teacher. Frankly, I would have loved to have a teacher like that at the time. Trying to actually teach you how to paint properly. Like for me, it was impossible, and they didn't know how to, first of all. And to try to justify how they couldn't paint, they wanted to say that painting was just outdated and a thing of the past. So that was basically it. Well, exactly, I didn't go to art school because this is how it worked. Like, you know, you always have like this, before you join, you have like an open doors event where you can go and all, or you can have like, you know, sessions where you try stuff like that. It was like that. All right. Here in this case, I'm just making sort of a ground, thin ground, and I'm gonna work thickly, more and more thickly as I go. I'm gonna try to go for thicker and thicker strokes as I move on, but here I need to get the shapes right. I have absolutely no idea if that's how Rembrandt approached it. I haven't researched, but yeah, I'm doing my own interpretation. Oh, it's not zooming in at the right spot. Sorry. Does anyone want to see the end of the hands? Yeah, I would love to. It's just I'm really afraid that nobody's going to watch. Like, I already had 2 streams on the hands, and the first one was decent, and the second one nobody watched. Because when you do a part 1, it works, and then the part 2 people are less interested, and if you make part 3, nobody ever watches. Because it's, you know, oh, same old stuff again. I'm not gonna watch. Hey, that's cool, the theory cage. I'm happy. I'm glad my work is useful. That's what I try to make it as useful as I can. Sometimes I don't know how good it is, but knowing that it helps, it's good. Oh yes, my show is this Thursday, or the opening at least. But I should be there on Friday. Man, I'm so not used to this way of building up portrait. So unlike what I do. Okay, we'll see how many people actually want hands. We'll see. Someday maybe. It's still there, waiting to be waiting to be finished. Yeah, but you're all going to vote yes, but sometimes you don't know what's best. But I'll do a poll. Can't you make a poll though? Is it still something you can't do? Because technically you should. Oh, okay. Alright. No, I never tried painting on clothes. Okay, I get it, Cody. So I did a poll, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna vote yes. Yeah, it's pretty cool music to study too. Or just relax to, or do whatever. So I don't know if I should say have fun, but well, study well and no, I wish you a prolific time studying. I never attempted to reach a likeness with this this sort of approach. It's so new to me. I don't know. It might end up being horrible. Looks nice so far. Yep. It looks like what it looks, but I'm torn between my desire to make, you know, the brushstrokes feel like inspired by Rembrandt, and my desire to just control the shapes and be very sharp to get the eye perfect. Oh yeah, the format is not helping, definitely. It is pretty hard. Hi, Mad Means. See, the format here makes it so that I kind of have to use a smaller brush. It's not necessarily the spirit if I want to achieve this brushstroke, this kind of brush expressive brushwork style. So no, I generally don't do that, you know, like sketching in the subway, stuff like that. It's not really my type. Like first of all, I don't think that I gain a lot of inspiration from the outside world. And I'm mostly a painter that works inside his studio, so don't really feel that it would be productive, and it's not something that amuses me too much. Like, I have fun painting and all, but and drawing, but not in the uncomfortable and awkward, you know, situation of being in a subway or in a bus, in a train, or wherever. And I admire people who do it because really it's not something that I'm capable of doing. Good evening, KB. The return of the prodigal son. Welcome back. I'm gonna try to take the eyes out of the equation because it's a little bit too early right now. I feel that they are messing up with my vibe. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to paint a big shape, big shadow shape, continuous. I'm gonna do the same for the nose. Nice one, Felicia. Nice one. If you want the hand studies, use your hand to hit the like button. Nice. This nose is going to be tricky to paint on a small scale like that. Hey, you're welcome, Gina. Again, the inspiration is not something I can give, it's just something we share. Like, inspiration is, you don't, like a lot of people say, hey, you give me inspiration. No. It's like, I'm sharing inspiration by just sharing what I do, but inspiration comes from you. I can give you motivation, I can try to motivate you, but so but I'm always happy if I can whenever I can share my inspiration and help more people get inspired into making art. Feel like I'm providing a valuable contribution to the world by making it less ugly and desolate. Like if more people paint, the world will be better, slowly but surely. Next artist, Vermeer. We actually did Vermeer a couple months ago, so no. If I'm making another master study, it's not going to be Vermeer for sure. It was kind of one of the first ones when I picked up streaming again. Yeah, it's just right when I started. I don't think you were already there in the community. It was very early on, like a couple weeks after I started streaming again, so you weren't probably there. Funny how he looks like an older version. And the expression is going to be a tough nut to crack, I have to say, because there is so much subtlety. Yeah, Sergeant would be fun. I don't know if I would be capable though, but I can try. I can always try however I want. Okay. Finding the right brush. A painting of a statue? Yes, I can. Sometimes I do. It's very good good practice. Good practice. Good exercise for painting. Huh. I got a feeling the nose is bigger. I think they did. The only thing they didn't have is the synthetic. But I'm pretty sure they tried most animal hairs. Felicia, look at modern art and consider that anything goes, so do what you feel, call it modern, and be very pretentious at people if they contest your legitimacy. So yeah. I think it should work. No, but I think the idea was to have, I guess, modern objects. Side is still throwing me off. don't exactly get the texture of this. I'm not gonna spend too much time here, but some fancy kind of lacing, dark. There's a lot more texture than it looks. I don't know what you can see here, but you're nice, Cosmo, but it doesn't look good. I have good hopes that it will at some point, but man, it's tricky. My speed is impressive tonight. Come on. Well, if I can just... I'm getting out of my zone of comfort, so if I can gain anything from that... Yeah, I don't know why this music is part of the playlist. But it's a good change of pace, I guess. Okay. Just... Can you crazy glue your eyebrows? It's pretty crazy, but you know, if you have some type of political claim, you can do anything to a painting, and apparently it will sound legit. If you want to, I don't know, save the whales, or you know, save the taxis of Greece. You just go ahead and destroy a painting and you're good. Everyone will know that you're a good cause and immediately just be friendly to your cause. So gluing your eyebrows doesn't seem too crazy to me. I've seen worse. Practicing as a beginner, I would say you want something relatively big. Small is not helping. Like what I'm doing here, it's too small. I'm making it because it's fast, but it's faster. But it's still difficult to work small. It's not easier, at least. So I would say like the main subject should have the size approximately of your hand. In this case it's way smaller. So what you want, just so that your main subject, like the subject you're going to focus on, has the size of the palm of your hand approximately. It should give you the right type of size. It's good for portraits, good for everything. Alright, now I'm pushing the shapes around, trying to correct the likeness. Here, for example, the ear was not placed properly and the width was not right. The pole, huh? Let me see the pole. Oh, how surprising! I told you! But, okay, so 95. I don't know how YouTube is making its count. 85 to 14. Well, but I object to the poll. 85 plus 14? What kind of counting is that, YouTube? Do you also have this? On my screen it appears like 85 to 14. And there was no third option, so... Where's the 1%? Where's the 1%? Sacrifice to the gods, huh? I object. Maybe this 1% would have changed everything. You know how they say in the elections, every time they say every single vote counts. What if this 1% counts? Do a session on words, wrinkles and freckles. Okay. It's even more niche in terms of audience, I guess, but why not? Oh no, not the skin cow. Hi, Jeff. Yeah, empty doesn't work. I haven't, it's not configured. Sorry. Some of them don't do anything because they are part of the horizontal only commands. Still not. So my colors are I talked about my colors in the beginning. I use titanium white, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, vermilion or vermilion substitute. I'm using pyrrole red, burnt umber, and ivory black. Well, try it. Try it, Scuba. You'll really like it. And if you need help with your, your very first paintings, I have tons of videos on my channel for beginners. Tips and tricks. It's a great technique and it's a great medium. Really, like if you're interested in more traditional figurative painting, it's definitely a very good painting, very good technique. I'm grabbing a bit of my putty, making the paint thicker. My white is already pretty thick and buttery as it is. I just need to make the shapes, like make sure that the shapes are right. So for example, all the bottom part of his face doesn't look right. I need to make sure that I have that, and once I have this, I can start having fun with more brush strokes and all. But I don't have the talent that it would take to just do both at the same time. So both be very sharp, getting the likeness and making the fun brush stroke at the same time. I kind of have to do them separately. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff to do with the chin and all the bottom part. But I have to do that before I move on to the fun part. It's actually my final unpainted area is this one. Happy Tuesday, Nicole. Oh, it would be too easy if you could create good works when you want. Just like that. Would be too good. Just yeah, that's kind of true about the quantity. You have to make a lot of paintings before you get, you know, paintings that you like, that you find good enough. And yeah, there is a, like, you have to accept that some paintings will be not good. But you'll still you still have to make them. You can't know in advance which one will be your good paintings. Yeah, sometimes it's tough though, I've got to say. Okay, so the mouth should be lower. Oh yeah, I still haven't finished this area here. gonna start using my putty to get some more of this. This very pasty medium. I hope that this texture allows me to work around the shapes. So far we're 1 hour in. You're too nice, Mr. Dutch, but I don't think we're really that close, but we're not completely far. We're getting closer and closer. That's the good thing. It makes me optimistic. Now I'm gonna try to bring the texture up a bit. Maybe I should get you closer if you really want to. How long does it take? So far it took me 1 hour to get there, but it took me years to build, you know, the knowledge and practice to get to a point where it takes less and less time. So at the beginning it should take more time than that. And I'm not even sure that I'll achieve something. I'm not even sure that I can achieve something significant during this session. We'll see. I'm gonna hope for the best. Thank you, nonstop 25, 35. I wouldn't use perfect, but thank you. Now I'm gonna try to work on these brush strokes. It's a dreaded experience for me because I'm really not an expert at doing all these brush strokes. No, I'm learning here. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to use these sessions as ways to improve on myself and learn about this stuff that I don't naturally do. And this kind of Rembrandt approach is definitely something that I don't do naturally, so trying to learn from the master. I'm gonna play the no more than 3 rule. If I do more than 3 strokes, I get something like now. I think that what I need is more chromatic shadows. If my shadows feel kind of empty of their juice. So I'm gonna take some raw cutters, straight up sort of brush them in. I don't have you don't have the back of my head. Well, you're just never happy, are you? So when you see the back of my head, very often people complain, and you guys want to see it. I can do that, sure. Okay. Good. Satisfied? There's still some sharpness around the eyes that I need to get. Yeah, disappointing screenshot. Very disappointing. Of got to do better. If I want to have sponsors to sponsor the back of my head and put a label on the back of my head for everybody to see, I need to do better. Hey, have fun painting, Scuba. See you, Norman. You, Socrates? A master study, a Caravaggio. I made a video a while ago, but I haven't done a master study live, I think. It would be an idea. I would be super stoked. want to do that. All this part. I'm fine, Nicole. I'm fine. But thanks for the tips. Nora, technically you can rewind. So plus you can still watch the replay when it's done. Make sure you just have me in your subscribed creators, and you can also click watch later, I guess. Whenever you have time, you can rewind. But yeah, but welcome here, and I think right now you should stay live because the best is the live experience. Talking with chat is the best part of these. So welcome here. Yeah, YouTube Live is great for that. The best feature is you can rewind. It's definitely one of the biggest Exactly, no mistakes, Norana. Just happy accidents, as they say. If you're doing Bob Ross, just cheap brushes can be used to, you know, make tree brushes. Like you can shape them into tree special brushes for trees or stuff like that. A bit long, yeah. trying to catch the likeness, but it's tough. I have a Rembrandt, but I don't have this Rembrandt. Alright, see, Jenny, thanks for subbing. You keep in touch, maybe next time. Oof. I think I went too hard on this one. So the chin, you say? I think it's this part first, but that's an easy fix. First, there is this. I can cut here. And yeah, you're right about that here. Is that boyfriend of the Mona Lisa? Something I don't know. I thought Mr. Giocondo was Mona Lisa's husband. Still doesn't look right, so this eye here something about this eye sure, there might be something in the forehead. That's not what's changing the overall lack of likeness. The thing in the forehead is kind of an auxiliary stuff that I can pick up later. It's kind of the same with what happens, let's say, here in the ears and stuff. There might be some stuff that aren't right. That's not a likeness defining part, but I agree that there might be some stuff. So I need to just figure out this. It might just be eye placement, something like that. Very very common. Trying to not. Yeah, the texture definitely would have been easier, but could not have done in a big canvas. I couldn't have done a big canvas in one session though. That's the cool thing about oil paint is how you can readjust everything as you go, and it's never over until it's over. All right, good night. Okay, let's take a little break because we're just one and a half hour in, which is not much to make a I'm gonna take a little break because 1.5 hours in is not much for a painting like that. And after that, we're just going to, after the break, I'll just nail the likeness. Actually, like every time I say, okay, let's stop and have a break, I always find one thing to do. Alright. Yeah, something with the eyes, something with the mouth, something with the everything, and something to figure out with how everything articulates. Okay, so yeah, quick break. Let me read your comments. Looks so good. I love oil paint. It's super fun to work with. Yes, it is. All right, I'm from Indonesia. Hello, Lucy. Lucy. So cool and cozy work. Thank you. Hello, Jeff. So, any questions while I'm on break? Break from the painting. I'm gonna use my break actually to look in my mirror like that and see if I can This is just my mirror and I'm using it. How do I keep layers from mudding? Yeah, it is quite pale. How do you keep cutters from mudding? You just do your best, I guess. I don't know. But you can add several layers on top of each other. Sometimes it can correct the muddiness. Well, good, Nicole. I am wishing you the best. That's cool. Cool project. How long have you been using oil for? 7-8 years, I think now. Do you use linseed oil or any glazing? Yeah, I use linseed oil. For this one, I use linseed oil. Yeah, it's right here. My linseed oil, and I've created a a sort of a impasto medium here. Nah, Cody, you're addicted to emoji wall, and I think you should try to put this addiction on the side. It's not good for YouTube. Like their system is going to break. Can you go over the beginning process? How to prep canvas? Oh no, I'm sorry, it's too boring. It just feels too much like my course. Just I don't know. No, I'm not gonna do that now. Sorry, but I think I've got a video about that. Maybe. Well, it's in my course for sure. I don't even know if I made a video about that. It's crucial though. I have to say it's crucial, but it's kind of boring topic. If I make a video about that, how to prepare your canvas, nobody's going to watch, I'm pretty sure. All right, back to the canvas. Oh man, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna yeah, I know you would watch, but mostly a video like that wouldn't do well. Okay, first of all, it's a detail, but let's start with that. Start with all the shapes. You can scrape it off to make a wrong stroke, or just cover it up with another. Well, you name a card for edit. Oh, thank you, A-Channel. You're too nice. In this case, it's not really my art. I'm merely trying to copy, trying to approach the master, but still very far. So let's I don't know what's this new thing, name a card for edit, and last time it was name a soccer player for edit. It's weird fads. Don't know why they do that. Yeah, that's true. Well, if you look at Veronese, for example, it's really not the same style, and you have much more cutter, even though it's an old master. So it's really, in this case, it's really Rembrandt was very brown in his paint. No, I haven't attended art school and I have no suggestions, but people in the chat might have people in chat might help actually, I don't know. If you're really into art, into classical arts, figurative painting and all, what I would recommend is to go to not an art university but an art atelier, so a private art school that has just check it out. Check out something like well, I have no names right now in my head, but people in chat can just surely just give you more valuable information, because I have no idea how the American system works and all, how they're called. Do you draw anything from your mind, or do you find it better to have a reference? Well, I find it better to have a reference even when I draw from my imagination. Like when I have an imaginary subject that I need to paint, I'm gonna try to still gather references and work from there. Even though recompose out of the So basically use the references to create something new. Yes, Gracie, it's the spirit is that you can put the live stream in the back while you make your own art. So we're trying to make we're trying to build a community that's good for making art, focusing. We can each do our own things, talk or not talk, and so yeah, it's the spirit. A watercolor one day, yeah, I don't have the materials, so I do have some watercolor, but not much. Hey, cheeseburgers. Now you're making me hungry. Did you draw a lit? What is a lit? Did I draw a lot? Okay, I thought you were talking about like some type of special technique. Yeah, yeah, I did draw a lot before painting. So I was pretty good at drawing when I started pick up painting. Which helped, but it's a debate on whether or not you should really have extensive drawings, like extensive drawing training before you can start painting or not. I think you can mess around with painting even if you're not completely sure, because it's kind of complementary and you can work on several types of art skills at the same time. One of the key things about Rembrandt's very thick layers is also that sometimes he was making several layers and so stacking them up like a big lasagna of texture. But I'm gonna do just one layer here. Definitely we want more both more precise and still the same kind of energy. You have to do several and do the same several times till you reach the sort of the texture which you desire and the accuracy, the likeness that the subject requires. Alright, see you, Cody. See you next time. Thanks for being here as always, my friend. Yeah, he was working multi-layers, but my for me now, I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to reproduce it. I'm trying to take inspiration from those. Not saying that it's accurate technically or anything. I'm doing my own copy. And yeah, I'm normally not an Anna Prima guy, but for the needs of the stream, it's better to work Anna Prima, because if I do this in several parts, it's not gonna work as well for the content. And why I'm making such a small one, it's because if I want to make a stream about that, it has to be one layer in one session. So working big would be just too slow. But it's definitely not how I normally work. But it's a good way to change pace, basically. Well, it depends what you want to do, though. Accuracy on reference, it's all about what's the end goal. If you look at all the self-portraits by Rembrandt, you'd say that he was the most accurate you can be every time, but some of them, they really don't look like the same. So some of them have to be less accurate than others. But does it really matter in the grand scheme of things towards what he was trying to accomplish? I don't think it does. Well, what can you try to accomplish by making a self-portrait? Is there some kind of fear of death that you want to sort of conjure? Or do you want are you just soul searching, using your own talent at painting to try to understand who you are? I think it's more something like that. Matter of identity. At some point with Rembrandt as well, you have to realize that having a portrait of yourself was something very elitist at the time, and only though the very high society would get portraits of themselves done. And Rembrandt, he was the one doing them, so he was getting a lot of money for that. So he did a lot of paintings of himself, because none of his patrons could ever have as many paintings done of themselves as he had. And he kind of was, I think he was kind of into this idea that by the thanks to his own talent, he was much more symbolically rich than his wealthiest patrons. He was really into that, into the kind of a flamboyant lifestyle. When you can create your own bling, so he had a phase like that, and then he also had a phase where he was much more peaceful, like an old man looking for himself. So it's very fascinating looking at all his self-portraits, how he evolved, the ones from his young age, the ones from his old age. They all are very different. Advertising for his skills, sort of, but one would suffice, I think. One or two would suffice. I think it's way more than that. Yeah, we have tons of pictures of ourselves. We don't think about it this way anymore. Like, it's almost like we've lost the power, the notion of the power of the pictures, because we are always bombarded with pictures, and we don't know what it means to have the picture of someone. Or we like it became normal, but it's not always been like that. Thank you, Mr. Camouflage. I'm using oil paint. Well, I'm glad it does, because it is. So yeah, thank you. Whew. Relieved. Still, this chin doesn't want to let me paint it. I don't know why. Maybe like that. Is that some guy from a while ago? Yes, it is. We are 2 hours in. That's decent for my compared to my standards. Let's see. What to thin out the oil with? You can do several things. You have both the solvents. The solvents are what you use to thin the oil with. But you can also use an oil to extend the paint and fluidify the paint, bring more flow. I have like lots of videos on my channels. Just subscribe to my channel, go in the tutorials, and you'll see tons of videos where I explain this in detail. The red next to the eye is just a little too bright. Maybe. You know, this channel is always about work in progress, so it's very rarely perfect. It's pretty hard to get those lips. Will you paint Saskia? Maybe one day. I hesitated with this one, but I figured for Rembrandt, let's just paint the man himself. But there are some very interesting paintings of Saskia. I did one drawing study a while ago. I think I never had studied Rembrandt himself before, so like a painting of Rembrandt. I do a lot of studies like that. The show Learning from the Masters, we do it regularly. I'd say not every week, but depends. Sometimes it's every week. Like there is no, but it's very often. It's several times a month. We do Learning from the Masters. Sometimes it's just looking at the paintings. Sometimes it's a master study. But yeah, we paint every week. Twice a week we stream. Just make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell with all notifications, so every time I stream you can be notified. Sometimes I stream my own paintings. Sometimes I'll stream something that's more like a tutorial, but a live tutorial. Sometimes I'll stream a recording for a YouTube video. I'll record footage, I'll record, a demonstration. So that's what I do. How far in? We're 2 hour 11 in. Yeah, he's too pale, I have to say, but yeah, it would take glazes to change now. And yeah, so I think it will have to stay like that. It's not perfect, but hey. William, are you being like those who say, oh, they were better when they were like they for most music bands, most people say, oh, I like them better when they were not famous. It's pretty much a gimmick. He did some great stuff even after he got famous. Need to fix the mouth and before I go, and then I'll leave it like that. This mouth is tough. I'm losing it. I think I'm losing my juice. I'm getting tired. So I'm not gonna push my luck. Thank you. Thank you, Rock. Hey, that's cool. That's something I like to hear. Inspired to start painting. Awesome. It's exactly the point of why we do this. So yeah, sharing some inspiration your way then. Hope you Okay, I'm almost starting to mess it up, so yeah, I'm gonna stop here. All right, officially calling this study done. It's not perfect, but it's just like me. I'm not perfect. So if I really wanted to push this further, it would require letting it dry and coming up with a new layer on top. I doubt that I'm going to do that. I doubt that I'm going to continue with another layer on this one, because I don't think it would make great content. However, I might use this for a YouTube tutorial. In this case, yeah, I would then do the full, the full painting and go full in depth. Let me know if you'd be interested. We could consider making a more elaborate YouTube tutorial out of that. But for the moment, it was a fun stream. It was nice. Being inspired by one of the greatest masters of all time is always a fun time. I was like this. It was fun being with all of you. And I'll see you for the next one. All right, my friends. And yeah, see you for the next one. Take care, my friends.